This is a full week of the Every Bit Counts challenge in our kitchen, where we preserved some of our beets, our beet tops, our zucchini, our garlic, our green beans, and we also made some basil pepper jelly. Isn't that pretty? First time being successful with growing beets. I'm so happy about it. Anyway, I'm gonna roast some of these and then I'm going to pickle them, and then I'm gonna just pickle some just raw packed, do it that way too. I want to see which flavor profile I like better. So with the beetroot greens, some of these greens, you can make like beet pesto with them. I bet you could probably make like chips out of these too. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm gonna give all of these another wash, and then I'll be back. So I'm gonna roast these here, and then we're gonna tackle all these peppers that we picked together, and we're gonna do something with these beans too. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but we're gonna do something with them. And I'm thinking with the peppers, I'm gonna see if I got enough I might just have enough to make a couple batches of maybe pickled peppers, or maybe some pepper jelly. I need to see if I have any peppers outside, like bell peppers that I can actually. Let's go check and see if we got any peppers. Ooh, it's windy out here. Got some small ones here. Oh, here's a nice one. I'll take this one. That's a nice one. Oh, here's another one. I'll take this one. And I think we should probably take some basil, but like and we can make a pepper basil jelly. That'll be good. Well, hello, sir. Hello, sir. What's up? And let's see. I think we're gonna need another pepper. I don't think I have any colored peppers. Oh, what's this? Stay up there. I think that might be an Anaheim pepper. This one kind of looks like a banana pepper, but don't. Look how pretty that is. That's gorgeous. I'm not sure what kind of pepper that is. That don't really look like a banana pepper. Oh, here's another green one. We'll take this one. I think this will be all we're gonna need. And then we'll get some basil. I'll come back out for the basil. By the way, my squash out here is just starting to take off. See that? Kind of pretty excited about that. I got a whole bunch of little baby squash coming. Yeah, soon. And I also have some more green beans on that trellis too. Let's go back inside. It's too loud out here. So we have these to add to our pepper jelly. Pepper jelly, or I think I want to do a pepper jelly. We're gonna roast these. I'm gonna get these in the oven and cook these for probably about 45 minutes until they're just nice and soft. And all I'm gonna do is probably just put a little bit of oil on them so they don't get like super dry. Put these, the smaller ones in the middle, and the larger ones on the outside here, so they will cook faster. Okay, into the oven they go. So the next thing that I'm going to tackle are these beet tops, beet greens. I'm going to give these a good wash while I think about what we're going to do. And I'll be back. This is half of the greens. Here I'm going to make some kind of like a kale chip, but a beet chip. And I'm going to use like some little bit of vinegar and some salt, maybe some olive oil. Season it up real good. I don't know. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like try some stuff to see if it would be good. And I'm going to use this. What is this? It's a stir fryer. It's a stir fry oil. And it's got onions and garlic, herbs, stuff like that. It's for stir fry. And then I'm going to use some rice wine vinegar. Or no, this is just rice vinegar. I'm just going to put some salt and some pepper in there, and I'm going to bake it for like 20 minutes at 350 degrees. See how it turns out. I overfilled this a little bit. Okay, so depending on how they taste, I may just do the rest of my beet greens like that. I mean, you can do so many different things with them. I was wanting to grind some up into some beetroot or beet top powder because there's a lot of nutrition in the leaves. I'm in the middle of that. This is how it's looking. Tastes kind of like a kale chip. No, not my thing. Okay, on to the next project. Okay, so our beets are cool enough now that I can peel them. Okay, let's go make our brine for our refrigerator beets. Okay, I'm gonna go with a 1 cup vinegar, 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground mustard, and about 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, I'm just gonna pour the hot brine right into the jar over my beets. And into the fridge it will go. So these sat in the fridge the very next morning. I just had to give it a try and see if they were ready, and they were. And these were shockingly delicious. I will always roast my beets now. These were just phenomenal. So I decided to do the same thing with my green beans that I got from the garden, and I didn't blanch them or anything because I was going to pour the hot brine over the green beans. The only thing that, and I used the exact same brine as I used for the beets, except for I added garlic and a little bit of dill inside. And spoiler alert here, these are like my favorite snack now. They're so good. If I was to make these again, which I will, I am going to be putting in some red pepper flakes in here to give it a little bit of a kick. I think that will be absolutely delicious. Okay, so I have been participating in the Every Bit Counts challenge by the Three Rivers. My garden isn't really producing as much as I would like, but I am getting something out of there every day. So, for instance, yesterday I preserved some of my zucchini. I froze it and I'll show you what I did. So I just battered up some of my zucchini here, like this. And then I'm gonna, you know, deep fry it. That was one way that I'm preserving my zucchini. And this is just some of the bell peppers and the banana peppers mixed together that I plan on using during the winter. I'm trying to save as much as I can so that I don't have to go to the store as often, because going to the grocery store is my least favorite thing. So today we're going to be making the pepper basil jelly, and this is straight out of the Home Preservation Ball Home Preservation. This is a pretty good book. I like it. And to save me a little bit of time, I'm just going to use my food processor to chop up a lot of these vegetables. I think I'm just going to use the shredder. That way that I don't get like huge chunks or anything. Now we're going to chop up all of our banana peppers. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. It's got purple and yellow in it. Okay, so because I think I may have to double this recipe, maybe triple it, I'm going to go ahead and calculate how many cups I have of peppers, because this only calls for a half a cup of thinly sliced seeded mild banana peppers, and then a fourth of a cup of sliced seeded red or green chili peppers. So I'm not using the chili peppers, I'm just using the sweet banana peppers and the bells. So, and then I'm going to use the basil and, you know, probably put a little bit of a hot, maybe some red pepper flakes in there for a little bit of heat. I don't want it to be like hot. So, because I'm going to use this primarily for like when I'm making breakfast sandwiches, I'm going to use it more over like a condiment or to put inside of my meat marinades or a glaze, stuff like that. So I don't want it to be like super hot. So we'll measure this out. See how many cups we have. I'm using about 3 small onions. So I'm gonna just use a great big bunch of basil. Try to cut. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. I'm quadrupling the recipe. So everything's gonna be times 4. Okay. So I'm gonna pour this into my pot on the stove and start getting this going. So I'm gonna add my vinegar. It's gonna be 1 2, 3, 4. Add all my peppers and onions. I'm gonna add our dry basil as well, times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're gonna add our sugar, times 4. And we're gonna bring this up to a boil. 1, 2, 3. Gonna bring this all up to a boil, and then we're going to add our Sirto gel. I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes into mine just because I like that a little bit of heat. Not gonna add a lot, just a little. I'm gonna see if I have a bigger pan and transfer it. I think I have a big stock pot in the basement. I think I'm gonna bring that up. I got like a 20, I think this is like a 22, yeah, 22 quart. I'm gonna transfer it in here and try this again. So we're gonna process those 10 minutes and then I'll bring you back. I am getting so much use out of this new dehydrator. I am just loving it. So I decided to dehydrate some of my grapes and apples. I didn't do anything but wash the grapes and put them in there, but the apples, I used the recipe that came with the dehydrator, which is called spiced apples, and this is very, very delicious. I will definitely use this recipe again, but the next time, because it calls for 2 apples, you know, per recipe, so I would definitely just triple it. For about 12 hours. So it's pretty quiet. It's not making any type of loud noise. So that's nice. So I have a lot of zucchinis coming out of the garden right now, so I decided that I was going to try to make some zucchini chips and some pickled zucchini chips. And I'm gonna play around with this, still moving on, and see what flavors I can, you know, come up with for the perfect chip. But this chip here was exceptionally delicious. If you like that salty, vinegary taste, this recipe is definitely for you. Now I did let these marinate inside of the tray for probably about 20 minutes before I put them into the dehydrator to make sure that they started soaking up all that goodness. Plus, if you have any tips or tricks on preserving your zucchini, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear other people's ideas and how they preserve their zucchini as well. I was thinking about making some zucchini relish or some zucchini pickles, because my cucumbers didn't do very well, but yeah, we'll see. So in my search for trying to find the perfect dehydrated snack, I decided to experiment with my pickled beans because I thought that these were absolutely delicious. I wanted to see how well they would taste dehydrated as well. Now the only thing that I would do differently about that is wait for the beans to get a lot bigger, because they did shrink down a lot. Okay. These are so good. So good. They remind me of an apple pie or a turnover, or apple turnover. Those are so good. And these are the grapes. I didn't dehydrate them down all the way, but they're mostly, yeah. Tastes like a raisin. You can probably put like a little bit of sugar in here if you wanted. But the way that this is, with nothing on there, it's healthy. This has got a little bit of sugar in it. But they taste amazing. Remember those oatmeal packets? Well, they still have them. But the, what are they called? The apple cinnamon. My husband would, because I was like, it kind of tastes like apple pie. He was like, it reminds me of the apples that's in the instant oatmeal. It does. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go out and get the rest of my grapes that my chickens didn't eat. Little brats. I'm gonna dehydrate and make some raisins. These are good. Better than what you can get at the store. I'm making my own raisins from now on. So one of the reasons why I decided to try this experiment with grapes, because it's hard to find like organic raisins, and there's so many things that are, I mean, they put tons and tons of chemicals on everything. I get anxiety just going to the grocery store. Like, oh no, is that gonna be sprayed? Oh, yeah. Heather crunch. These are delicious. Okay, and these are the green beans. If I was to do it again, I'd definitely wait for the bean to get a lot bigger. The flavor's good. Tastes like a pickled crunchy snack. I really like these though. The zucchini chips and the grapes, and I went and picked the rest of my grapes that my chickens didn't eat. I'm gonna dehydrate all of these. These are the tomatoes. Okay, so today is gonna be an easy preservation day because I got some of my homegrown garlic here, and I'm going to be making some fermented honey garlic with some raw honey. This just takes 2 ingredients, and that's garlic, cloves, and honey, because I went through all of my fermented honey garlic so quick last year. Definitely going to be making more because it is so good on, I put it on everything. I put it on my eggs, I put it on my pizza, I put it on like a topping for my sandwiches. It's delicious, not to mention it's so good for you. I mean, if you don't know the health benefits of fermented honey garlic, look it up. The stuff is phenomenal, okay? And I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So all you're gonna do is you're going to break up all your cloves. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in pint jars because it's just gonna be easier for me. So I'll show you what I do. I do a 1-to-1 ratio. But right there, half and half. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to top it off with the honey. So once this starts to ferment, this is gonna get pretty liquidy, and all you really need to do is, if you cap it off with something that's, you know, sealed pretty tight, you can just take it and flip it over and do it like that. But all I have is some regular lids and I don't want to make a mess, so what I do is I just take like my spoon every day and I just make sure that everything is covered every day, and then within like a week, most of the garlic will sink to the bottom, and then you don't have to worry about it. So you're gonna leave these on the counter, okay, so that you can see them every day, so that you can burp them, or you can put a fermenting lid on top so you don't have to, which I do have some, but I just don't feel like going and getting any. And it's not too much for me to just come in the kitchen every morning because I'm in here anyway. I'll put these next to my coffee pot or something, and that way I know to just do this. Boop. Every day. Every day for a couple weeks, and then it'll be good to go. And then when it's all done, you just put it in a dark place and it'll be good. This will stay good. The fermented garlic will stay good for, oh, I know it's well over a year because I've had some for well over a year. So yeah, happy fermenting, everyone.